What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Desolation map. And yes, we're back in Chinatown, okay? Things like Chinatown don't get finished if you don't put some serious effort into them. And that's what I'm planning on doing for the next month or so. I didn't say time frame, okay? I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that. It's going to take longer than a month, I have a feeling. Because, geez, I just want to have so much detail here, my friends. You know me, I got to put detail in everything. So what I want to work on today is I want to work on this yellow cab company. Now, okay, listen up. If I were to just do the buildings, I could have this done in a day. I could finish this in a day and just have all the buildings. But I want to do interiors, guys. Every single building has to have explorable interior on this map. And so I got to do interiors. Now, what a lot of people do is just do a building, do all the buildings, right? And they'll say, okay, I'll do the interiors after. That is how you don't get interiors done. You have to do interiors as you go, because building the buildings is only like 10% of the work, maybe less. So you have to build buildings as you go, or interiors as you go. And that's what I'm going to be doing here. I worked on the yellow cab exterior last Friday. I'm going to work on the yellow cab interior this Friday. And I've started double skinning some stuff here. As you'll see, I double skinned the walls a little bit. I made this staircase, okay? The staircase is going to take us to the various floors. I'm not 100% sure like what each floor is going to have. I know there's going to be like a dispatch where they call the cabs. This is old school. You know, this is before Uber, like I was saying in my previous video. That this is before Uber, and this is like an old school cab company. So there's going to be, I think, 4 floors, I believe. I haven't put the roof on yet, as you'll see here. I like to do the roof last, so I have a feeling of, you know, I've got everything completed. I'll do the roof, you know what I mean? This is the back area. I'm going to put taxi cabs in here. I know it's cramped, but that's the idea. This is sort of like the motor pool for the taxi company. There'll be like a door here, right? And then I did the exterior detailing a little bit. I didn't go overboard. I just kind of, yeah, it's pretty similar to the front. I think it's exactly similar, except for that. I didn't go too extravagant on the side, because if you're playing Desolation, you are never going to see that. Like, that's all you can see. I also put some fencing up, and yeah. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on this ground floor, work my way up. I'm going to do a cut, and I'll do this off camera. I'll show you the progress, and we'll come back. But before we do that, I got word that we have a friend coming to join us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go take a break from this, talk to a friend, and then we'll come back and show you the progress on this yellow cab company. So don't go nowhere, my friends. We will be back. And we are back in a new location. We are getting moist. Oh, baby. I showed this build off, I don't know, was it 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and the creator wasn't there. We had some scheduling conflicts, but I caught wind that there was a storm around. There he is. You see what I did there? I caught wind that there was a storm. Six. You like that?
I see what you did there.
You saw it. You saw it. All right, we got the creator of this building, Storm 6. Let me just say to your face that this is one of the best interiors on the map. Period.
Oh, thanks.
I showed the people, but I wanted to bring you in and let you talk about your vision for this thing and how it all came together. So let's walk around, I guess. And my first question is, where did you get the idea for this?
Well, the first floor down here is based off of an actual building that I know. I went to a beach in Ocean City. That's in Maryland, and it had what is this thing? A
pool club.
Pool club, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. It had a pool club, and yeah, this is pretty much exactly it. It was more blue instead of purple, but this is what it looked like.
Wow, I've never even heard of a pool club until you mentioned it for this map. So I'm kind of jealous that you got to party here. I don't think I'd ever leave.
It was hard to leave.
Oh man. Okay, so you've seen this in real life. Now, was it, once you finished this room, was it hard thinking of what to do for the other rooms? Because there's so much space to fill.
Yes, it was kind of hard.
Right?
The roof was based off of a good picture I found, but then everything in between, that was just off the dome.
Oh man.
But I found a way to make it work. I was creative enough to just, mix match colors, find things that are supposed to be in a pool club, and it was pretty easy.
I like how you color coordinate the bathrooms so you know the gender.
Mm-hmm.
But which one's the transgender?
I always hate making that mistake in real life. Oh,
see,
forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is not
maybe
PC.
the closet.
Oh, they're in the closet? What? Oh, Storm 6. Come on, this is 2017. I like this storage room. I think this is very creative too. All the pool toys. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got the locker rooms. I also really liked how you made several ways of going through the building. I see that you do need TNT for some of the ways. Is that true? Or am I missing something?
TNT might be useful if you're not observant enough, especially if you don't have maybe night vision.
Say
but
no more. Say no. You
there
said
is a
too
way
much.
to get everywhere.
You said too much. Oh man. See, I didn't know that, and I would have just been, when we do play PvP, which should be soon. I don't know if you have time today, but I don't think we got to play PvP in here. But yeah, I was gonna give TNT because I saw those doors. I was like, okay, you need TNT. I just assumed. But for those players who are very smart and very resourceful, it sounds like you might be rewarded for your explorations. Huh? Yeah? Yeah, cool. I like it. So there's different levels of, like, poolness here.
Well said.
This is for the pool kids? Is this, like, more VIP?
Yeah, I would say this is more VIP, a lot less party, more, how you would say, kind of like upper class. Like, you want to be classy when you're up here.
Rubbing elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Hobnobbing. Yeah, I can tell by the curtain. That's cool. That really shows that, this is the upper class pool. Now, does it get more upper class than this? Would you say that the roof is more like the top VIP, or is this the top VIP?
I would definitely say the top is the top VIP.
Okay.
Has their own nice bar and
Oh, they got trees.
trees.
Oh man, of
Yeah.
course. That makes a lot of sense.
Their own rooms off to the side.
Yeah, what happens in these rooms? Mind explaining?
Whatever you want.
Okay. I noticed that the doors are kind of see-through though. These are supposed to be like velvet, or not velvet, but cloth, sort of. Are they
Yeah, like
supposed
the see-through cloth. They're supposed to be
Yes.
soft rooms.
Ah, gotcha. Very cool. I like that. I like that you've color coordinated and matched everything as well.
Mm-hmm. I really kept the purple theme. I liked it.
Yeah. So what are your plans?
And 3.
What are your plans for apocalypsizing? Oh, a spa. Oh. Jacuzzi.
The bottom pool, that room was pretty much done. Everything else hasn't been.
Uh-huh.
I think that room's gonna be the worst. That's with all the massive partiers. They're gonna be the craziest. Then the higher you go up, I think it's gonna be just less and less apocalypsization.
Okay, that makes sense to me. And there's not much to loot and scavenge, so I think a lot of the mayhem would have occurred when the monsters arrived. I mean, who's gonna go loot some chlorine tablets and floaties? Yeah, in the post-apocalypse. Yeah, so that makes sense to me. Very cool. I'd love to help you if you'll have me, and yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, of course.
I hope you don't mind. I put
And through.
an extra layer of glass here.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay. Cool.
And through your tour, you missed one small little room.
Oh, show us. Or
We're
if
really
you don't want to
close
show us, it's
to
up to
right
you.
here.
Oh!
No, it's completely fine.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming. Oh,
This is
like
where they keep their storage.
Oh man. See, look at that. See, like I said, guys, if you're going to be playing Desolation or GTA mode or whatever we're doing, you got to have that explorer's mentality. You know, I just ran through. I was like, okay, I've seen everything. And I find that to be kind of what a lot of people do. They'll just run through quickly, be like, oh, I've seen it all. But if you don't look at the extra layer, if you don't look at that, you're going to miss some stuff. And that's where we hide the good stuff, right? That's where I like to hide the good stuff. Cool. Oh, look at this. I don't know if I've even seen this room before. Oh, no, yes, I have. It looks different from that angle. Oh, I like this. Okay, well, we will get to Apocalypse Sizing. I'm going to do a little cut here and go back to what I was building for the people. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for all your hard work, Stormzix. If you want to do any other projects, you are more than welcome on this map. You are 100% welcome to do anything you want on this map. And I really do appreciate all the work that you put into this. Because, like I said, this is one of the best interiors on the map.
Thank you. I'm honored.
And do you want to talk about what you got going on as far as the Stormzy channel?
Sure. For those who don't know me, I have 2 semi-active channels. Stormzix, my gamer tag, that's where I play games, and Storm where I make my own music. Yes.
And I will put a link to that in the description and in the card, so you can go check out Stormzix's music and show him some love on that. And go check out his YouTube. There's no new videos, right? But there's still... Oh, you were going to stream.
Not yet.
Did you ever end up streaming?
Yeah. I'm planning on doing it later today.
Oh, good. Okay. And is that going to be on... Did you decide on Twitch or Mixer or what?
I have to figure it out.
Okay. Well, if we figure it out...
YouTube.
Okay. Or YouTube, yeah. If you figure it out, let me know, and I will put the link for that as well. Alright, thank you once again, Stormzix. I can't wait to PvP in the Moist. If you ever want to like stream PvP in the Moist, that's something you could do too, since you built it. And you could, I don't know, if you think of a game that we can play in there, it's, you know, I'll do whatever you want as far as the gameplay. Yeah. Alright.
Thought of many.
Oh, good. Okay, let me know off camera and we'll implement those. All right, so I'm going to go back to what I was building. Thanks again to Stormzix, and go check out his social media stuff, also his Twitter. Bye, Stormzix.
Bye.
All right, we are back to the taxi stand, Yellow Cab, and I've done a little bit of work. It's about an hour later. And I did the first floor. I wanted to bring you in on it and show you what I got so far. It's nothing too fancy, nothing too extravagant. Remember, this is a taxi company. You know, like I said a million times before, Uber. And, you know, you would come in here and you're like, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just making this up as I go along. But this is like the front desk where you talk to somebody about something. I don't know. If you want to come to the back, this is where the employee section is. And we got a couple of desks here, maybe some of the big wigs, higher ups, I don't know. It's all, I haven't done the dispatch yet, okay? So this is like the desk of people doing work, I don't know, maybe working on advertising, working on paperwork. And then I got a floor up here where it's similar sort of thing. It's not too extravagant. I was trying to keep this bare bones. This is an old school corporation. I did add windows here. And it's an old school corporation, so, you know, kind of an old school vibe to it. What I'm going to do up here is like the dispatch area. Not up here. I'm going to work on this for you guys right now. And I've double skinned the walls. I put a ceiling. Everything's ready to go basically for me to build. So I guess I'm not really 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to work on it here for you guys today right now. But as I do this, I do want to talk about something, because every Friday we have a tradition on this Desolation map where I answer, or I show you guys, the comment of the week. Alright, this week's comment of the week comes from Blank High Five Bros Videos and More. He's talking about the Monday episode where I talk about transgender troops and war. He says, "Welp, wars are always gonna happen. There is literally nothing we can do to change that." And you know, Monday's video was a very controversial subject. I said some things that I wholeheartedly believe, but a lot of people aren't really ready to hear, if you know what I'm saying. You know, we've been so programmed to, remember, I talked about this already, but we've been so programmed to believe that, soldiers are heroes. And so that's just what people believe. And when you hear something contrary to that, it's like backlash. There's going to be some backlash, which there was. And I was prepared for it. So we had a lot of great conversations, though. I think a lot of you were willing to debate or throw your opinions in. And I really do appreciate everyone who threw their opinion in and had something to say about it. Because, that's why I do these videos, is to create a discourse, to talk about it. And even if you disagree, I appreciate you putting your comments. But guys, if you have to swear to make your point, or if you have to not just swear, but if you have to insult and to make your point, that just shows you don't have a point. Okay, that means you have no points. Because if you're insulting in order to make, if your point stands on its own, you don't need to insult the other person. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say. So I had a few people try to insult me, and it just made me know that I was right, basically. But Blank High Five Bro was one of the people who kind of didn't see things the way I saw them, and so he said there will always be wars, and I thought that, and he was also very upset that I wanted to chastise soldiers for wanting to kill people, and so he was upset about that, and I want to show you my response to his comment because I feel like my response was very important. So my response to his comment was, nothing will change if there are still people like you in this world. If you don't want things to change, they won't. But one day you will be outnumbered, and those who want peace will have the loudest voice. I feel for the troops. They were brainwashed by a psychotic, violence-obsessed society and were convinced to die so that politicians and corporations could profit from their death. It's sad and jacked up, but it shows you the dangers of just accepting what you're told rather than questioning things for yourself. I wanted to share that in today's video because, it's one of the most important things that I've shared on this channel. I'm always talking about, from the beginning, guys, I've been saying, think for yourselves, question everything. Don't just take someone's word for something. And that includes being kind of brainwashed a little bit into thinking that, killing people is a noble pursuit. It is not. That is just what politicians tell young people so that they will go fight and die in wars for them so that they can make more money, they can make more profit, so they can get reelected. That's really the only reason for war is profit. It's more acquisitions. It's to get reelected. That's what wars are for. And they're not for the reasons that you're told. They're not so that you can go be a hero. They're not to protect your country. You're not protecting your country by invading another land and killing innocent people. No, you're not protecting anything. And if anything, you're doing the exact opposite. That's what's so frustrating about it. Going into another country illegally, invading another country, it does not protect our country. It puts us more at risk. It makes people hate us more and gives people more reason to want to do harm to our nation, to see us as the great Satan. Because we just come in, drop bombs on schools, and and then kill people. It's like crazy. It's crazy. It's doing the exact opposite of what we're told. We're not protecting anything. We're endangering our country by attacking all these people indiscriminately. And there's not really anything you can say to argue against that. Oh, thank you to Stormdix, by the way, for that. After that little clip we made, he went to count cars. He got up to 3,000 and he was like, I'm done with this. I don't know why he wants to count cars. He's just a guy counting cars. I don't know why. Okay. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So that's why I've been telling you guys from the very beginning to think for yourselves. Don't allow yourself to be brainwashed, by people who want to have ulterior motives. Okay. It's not good. It's not good. So yes, I did say some things about the troops that they should be chastised, but the reality of the situation is I do feel for them. They're young and ignorant. Yes, they're ignorant. If you're willing to be brainwashed, I think there's a level of ignorance that's occurring. And not necessarily a bad way. That's just the way society raises people. And, these people have no choice but to be ignorant because that's what they're taught from day one. Things you're taught from day one are things that stick with you. And it was your parents' fault, but then it's not their fault because their parents brainwashed them. So it wasn't the grandparents' fault because their parents brainwashed them. You know, it's an endless vicious cycle, and at some point it's got to end. It's got to end. And we're going to have to start realizing that fighting does nothing except create more fighting. That's all it does. That is all fighting does. It creates more fighting. And it's a vicious, endless cycle that will never end if people like you don't say, wait a second. You know what? Maybe some of the things that was taught are wrong. Huh? Did you think about that? Ever think about that? Maybe some of the things you were taught are wrong. And that's the start of it. And once you start there, then you can get to the next level and really figure out what you were taught. What is wrong about it, okay? So that was a great video on Monday. If you haven't gone and watched that video, I highly encourage you all to do it because I think it was some new information for a lot of you. And, you know, even in the party, we had some discussions about it. And I think people really expanded their ideas of, you know, what exactly the U.S. is and what it does and how it accomplishes things and why it accomplishes things. And it's not always noble, okay? Not always noble. So, you know, that's just the world we're living in. These are the times we're living in these days, and it's a brave new world, my friends, a brave new world. So, also, if you haven't read 1984, go watch that. That kind of explains a lot. A lot. All right, that's enough about that. I think we talked about that to death in the last week. So, yeah, let's talk about this build. Let's talk about interiorizing. And interiorizing is not a fun job sometimes. It starts off fun. It starts off great, actually. And you have a lot of fun trying to figure out what to do. But here I am trying to build 4 floors of taxi service, and I'm not really sure what should go here. You know what I mean? I'm having a hard time figuring out how to fill all these 4 floors. So what I'm thinking about doing is just saving the last 2 floors. There's 2 floors above this, including the roof. So if you include the roof, that's like 5 floors. But there are more floors to do. Oh, that's okay. That's gonna be covered up. And I want to leave it to you guys. Here, I'll spitball some of my ideas that I've had and see what you have to say about them. And maybe you guys can give me ideas of what to do on these floors here. So we got a call center. This is the dispatch, okay? This is where, you know, they radio. That's what this comparator is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a radio, or I don't know. Anyway, so I got that. I got the dispatch. What else can go up here? I'm thinking break room. I'm also thinking games room. So I got this to do. It's pretty small, so it's not a big thing. But if you guys have any ideas, I'd be willing to listen to them. Then I've got this floor, another floor, and then I've got the roof. Of course, the roof is just going to be like the other roofs. I'm going to put a roof, something like that on it. Maybe a little bit Chinese. I don't really know for sure yet. Probably not, actually, now that I think about it. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I've got a lot of work to do here, but I need your help, guys. I'm gonna wait for you guys to help me out on that. Okay, and I'm going to do some PvP soon, I'm thinking. Stormzix and I talked about it, and I got a great PvP idea. So once again, I want to say thank you to Stormzix for all his help on the Moist and for counting cars for who knows what reason. Okay, I want to thank everyone who, you know, engaged in the comment section of Monday's video and, you know, had a discussion about it. Some of you did start name calling, but you know, that's something that I'm kind of used to. It's like, if you believe something your whole life and there's some guy here who shows you that it's wrong, you know, the tendency is to just like rebel against it. And it's called cognitive dissonance, and it's just like it's basically putting your fingers in your ear and going la 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 la. I'm not listening to you, okay? Because it'll bring down your entire belief system, and then you don't even know who you are because everything you believed is wrong. And so a lot of people won't listen to new information for that very reason. So I'm used to it. I'm used to the name calling. I can accept it. That's no big deal. But I encourage you guys to look at things from my perspective and just at least try to see them. And if it still doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense, okay? But, you know, don't put your fingers in your ears. I don't know why I'm flying around here. I got to end this video. So thank you to everyone who participated in Monday's episode. Thank you to everyone who watches this. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. I know that I'm pretty unique, and I'm doing some unique stuff. So there's definitely a reason for you to tune in. But I still appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out what's going on here in Desolation and in Gaia. Oh, baby. Another great week of videos. I really enjoy that. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for liking. I want to thank you guys for sharing my videos with other people so we can grow an audience here and get more people on board. I want to thank you for subscribing if you have already. And if you haven't, please consider subscribing because we're doing crazy things here on the Desolation map. Crazy things, all right? So that's going to do it for me. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.